It'll be an interesting time to have a conversation with the Central Bank of Nigeria. We do know that the governor was at the House of Assembly, House of Representatives, beg your pardon, about 2 days ago. And then we had that circular from the spokesperson, Mr. Wasinobi, clarifying that after the 10th of February, Nigerians can still deposit their old notes with the central bank. But speaking to Nigeria has become of utmost importance at this time, and I've tried reaching out to them. I do hope we can get a response and get the Central Bank of Nigeria to speak to Nigerians about the plan. I mean, you have money in your accounts, you cannot access it. And to make it worse now, you have to pay to get the Naira. You want to get 10,000 Naira from the POS, you are charged 2,000 Naira. That is what, I mean, it's a lot for Nigerians to bear. So we're calling on the Central Bank of Nigeria to speak to Nigerians and tell Nigerians the plan to deal with this even before the 10th. The 10th is just 8 days away. That means we can get to the 10th and still have this issue. Nigerians cannot access cash, they cannot carry out economic activities, and especially the small businesses are suffering. Well, we have to tell us their own experience in all of this, the National President, Association of Mobile Money and Bank Agents in Nigeria, Mr. Victor Olojo, joins us now. Good morning, Mr. Olojo. Well, I know this is not strange. Every Nigerian is feeling it, from the north to the west to the east, everywhere. And we saw a POS operator there says it's difficult for her to even get cash to carry out her transactions. You know, so tell us what has been happening and why are you guys charging us? I want to withdraw 10,000 Naira. You asked me to pay for Naira, pay 2,000 Naira to get. That's most annoying, honestly.
All right, thank you very much for having me. I'm speaking from the Association of Mobile Money and Bank Agents in Nigeria, AMBAN. First, I mean, I would like to use the opportunity to actually express my deep concern and express that all of us at AMBAN actually feel the pains of all Nigerians. I mean, the past few weeks has been really very difficult. And going straight to your last question, I mean, the reason why we are in this situation right now is because cash is a scarce commodity. I mean, the only reason why agents are charging is because the cash isn't available, right? So the CBN has released several circular, you know, clearly highlighting they're working very closely with mobile money and bank agents. This is for a fact, but the reality is that cash isn't available. And let me be specific, the new Naira notes, right? So the new ones that have just been printed are not available. The banks are not giving out the new one. You can only get, and very few ATMs are available. So mobile money agents are left with no other choice to travel miles and miles to get cash, to look for better ways, because they are not getting it from the bank. The cost to get the cash is, as a matter of fact, overbearing. But this is not to say we condemn extremely high cost of our services where it is too high. But the reality is many agents have locked shops today. Many are jobless today. I mean, things are becoming more and more difficult. More Nigerians are getting frustrated. You know, it's a precarious situation, and we hope that something will be done very fast to this.
All right, the other side, we'll come back to the new Naira, but I mean, there are also issues where the old Naira is being given out. Before now, if you wanted to withdraw 10,000 Naira, mostly you do 400 Naira. But now, even with the old notes, the POS operators are charging like 500, 1,000 Naira. I heard on the island is about 2,000 Naira with the old notes. So is this a way of increasing cost also, or do the old notes also come with stress?
Well, the reality is there is no Naira outside. I mean, it's not available. That is just the fact. And let me tell you this. Now, ordinarily, we should be identified by the banks. We should be identified by the central bank, where a very clear roadmap will be made available, where agents will be able to access these funds and give it. As a matter of fact, we've participated in the cash swap programs with the CBN across the country. But the problem is the cash isn't available. As at Saturday, Sunday, many agents had no choice but to go and lodge in the money they had, only for the circular to be released on Monday to say, on Sunday rather, that it has been extended by another 10 days. Now, the issue is, if we even had this cash available, or probably the CBN has, we are calling on the CBN that they should make this cash available to mobile money agents, and we will revert back. Let me just give an instance. Mobile money agents right now are going into marketplaces, into filling stations, into pharmacies, and trying to see how they can mop up the old currency. But unfortunately, we don't have the new currency to swap it with. We have no choice but to give it back to Nigerians. So let me use this opportunity once again to call on the CBN to work closely with agents. Unfortunately, the operators, the banks, they are doing a lot, but there's so much they can do because they also have their own specific jurisdiction. But at AMBAN, we believe that this can be clearly handled if we are able to work directly with the CBN. We can mop up the old currency right now and exchange it, and we have very good monitoring mechanism on ground. But the point is right now, the new currencies are not available, and agents are spending a lot to even get the ones they have. If we go to any filling station today as we speak to say, can we help you mop up? It's even at a cost. And if we take what we have to the bank is not willing to exchange it for us for new currencies. So we have to fix. But we are more than open and ready to ensure that Nigerians don't feel the brunt. But I can tell you that mobile money agents are not exploiting Nigerians. This is not a case of exploitation. It is a case of scarcity. And the one we have is coming at a cost. We're not getting it from banks. We are trying to get from everywhere we can get and help Nigerians. Thank you.
All right. I remember when the new notes, the redesigned notes were introduced, you were in the studio here, and then we had those limits, you know, you did ask that a path of conversation or communication be opened so that at least you guys, the operators, are able to get even beyond the limits, so are able to service. Could you confirm to us if you were able to have that communication, if there was an arrangement, and if that could be used for, you know, to bring some kind of succor at a time such as this?
Oh, yes, absolutely. We made headway. I mean, we're happy that through our effort through the mass media, you know, I was on several other channels, and including your station, and we're happy that we're able to make headway. And what we got out of that was that the CBN was able to listen to the outcry of Nigerians. The limit initially was 20,000 Naira a day, and that has been reviewed. And we want to thank the CBN for listening to the outcry of Nigerians. Right. The issue we have on ground is that the CBN has a good policy. We are worried about the timing. And we have also asked, we have 3 currencies, not just one. So it's a whole lot. We have the 200, the 500, the 1,000 at one single time. It is really difficult. That's a humongous task for the CBN. And I mean, it's showing Nigerians are bearing the brunt and they are paying with a whole lot. And we hope that the fact that CBN was able to listen to us the first time, it should also be able to maximize the agent network on ground. And we want to say this again. We are on the ground, not the banks, not the operators. They're in their offices. The association is on ground. We're in the nooks and crannies. Things are bad in the far north, far east. I mean, things are really difficult for Nigerians. We want to call again on the CBN to please maximize the agent network. We have mechanisms to ensure that agents don't abuse. We've been hearing cases of agents abusing, but I can tell you that these things have already been met, and agents who have been caught have also been handed over to the law enforcement. But the best way, the most effective channel for the CBN to actually reach Nigerians are not the ATMs, but the agents. We know these agents, we can identify them, and this thing will be done very smoothly.
All right, so when you said the CBN should maximize the network, what exactly do you mean in practical terms? Are you saying they should give you the new notes, you're able to circulate it, or, you know, just help us to understand exactly how this could work?
Okay, so it is working already. And what we are asking, the CBN already has it in their agenda. If you read through the statement that was released, the CBN said they have deployed 30,000 super agents. Unfortunately, Nigerians are yet to feel the impact of that, probably because they've not gone through the most effective channels, right? So we have agents today who, banks have agents, for instance, First Bank, FCMB, Zenith, and all. What they do is they call on their agents, they give them monies, and the agents are expected to exchange 10,000 Naira new notes for the old notes, and the others should be moved into the bank. So the point is, in every nook and cranny in Nigeria, you find mobile money agents. Now, what we expect the CBN to do is to ensure they capitalize more on building upon these channels. And if they go through the bank, they may not get the most effective results. And we are saying they should work with the association, umbrella body of mobile money agents in Nigeria. We know ourselves. Lagos is, in fact, we are finding it easy in Lagos. If you go to other climes, the result I'm getting from other states is very disturbing, very, very disturbing. And all we are calling on the CBN is to effectively use the agent channel. If agents, for instance, in Kebbi, if we are able to map out agents and certain agents are able to come to the center, city center in Kebbi, get these monies and take them to the local government and effectively distribute them, we'll be able to open accounts for these people. We'll be able to introduce them to the alternative channels so that things can easily get better going forward. And the policies of the CBN can also be achieved.
All right, Mr. Victor Olojo, not good times for Nigerians at this time.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely.
You have people queuing at ATMs, going into banks and spending hours. And still not able to get their own money, which they kept in the bank.
True.
But we'll keep at it, and we do hope that the Central Bank of Nigeria is listening and would accelerate efforts to ameliorate this suffering. Thank you so much, Mr. Olojo.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
Thank you.
National President, Association of Mobile Money and Bank Agents in Nigeria.